What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Only Leeds Bros. Hope everybody is keeping and doing well as you can be on a Monday. But eventually, a little bit of news coming out of Leeds United this evening. Dylan, it was very, very dry over the weekend. Very dry at start today. But we've a little bit to discuss in this video. We're going to discuss Dan James' new 4-year contract at Ellen Road. The leaks for the new away kit, which I'm sure we've all seen across social media. We'll get your guys' thoughts on that as always. We're going to talk about loose links for Evann, Guessand, Mateo Joseph, Jack Harrison, and Milinkovic-Savic, and everything else in between as well. We'll speak a little bit about Graham Smith's article as well that was released from the YEP, and of course get your guys' thoughts on it as always. While you're here, please don't forget to slap a like on the video, and of course hit subscribe to the channel, guys. We'd absolutely love you to do that. Before we do get into the video, let's check in on the brother. Dillo, what's happening?
Monday blues, lads. It's one of them days. I'll tell you one thing now, the weather has not stopped. 1 minute it's sunny, 1 minute it's cold, 1 minute it's raining. It just has not stopped. And I actually woke up about 4 times last night. I don't know if anyone else did. I don't know what it's like over in the UK, but over here in Ireland, it was lashing rain and there was flashes of lightning and there was thunder, the whole shebang. So I didn't really get a good night's sleep last night. But other than that, all good, all good.
Class, love to see it. Let's check in on the people in the chat. Danny Talks Leeds is here as always. Says smash a like and subscribe, please do that. That would be fantastic. Inky 1919, evening bros, Danny and all evening buddy. Thanks for popping in on your Monday evening. Fantastic to see you. Take my money, love the new away jersey. We will get into that. Evening Dazza Dillo, and also the chat, of course. Love that, says Jam the Welsh Wizard. Who else is here? We've got what's the crack, buddy? Evening bros. Stephen Bourne says, so happy for James. He deserves his chance in the Prem again. He was consistently played out of position and went sent out on loan. Still came back to us in the Champo. Fark has improved him massively. We will get into a lot 100%. About Dan James as well, guys. Luke B is here as well. Quirky is in the building. Loads of you guys in here. Thanks very much for popping in, lads. Let's dive straight into it, lads. I think I'm going to have to talk about the away kit, Dylan, because this is obviously the first. We've seen loads of concepts, loads of links, ones that aren't true, but this one has been photographed in JD. Sorry for covering your face, Dillo. For JD in Cork City. I think someone's going to get in serious trouble for doing this.
Someone's getting sacked in the morning.
Definitely.
In the morning. What a legend.
This was definitely, I'd say, like a new starter or something like that. And someone turned around and says, oh, put out a few more Leeds jerseys there, will you? And someone just grabbed that and threw that on the shelf. But my God, as always, guys, make sure you're getting your thoughts in on this one. But I think it is fantastic. 10
out of 10.
Yeah, spectacular.
10 out of 10. Beautiful. Honestly, I love it. You know me, I love a good blue kit, as you can see. But yeah, it's cracker, honestly.
Yeah. Shane Dalton's here, says, evening, what's the story? Loving the new away jersey. Me too, pal. As what Danny says, the kit, it's a thing of beauty. I've seen a few people, you can't please Leeds fans. Some Leeds fans are saying, oh, I don't like the white down the middle of the strip. I think it's unbelievable. It's blue, yellow and white. It's Leeds United, it's pure. And there's no red badge on it as well. No red bull in it. So I think it's an absolute cracker, Dylan. It's completely made up for the home kit. The home kit was a little bit meh, a little bit boring. But this away kit for me is phenomenal. Did do a bit of a poll there as well, guys. Make sure you're getting your votes in on the poll as well. We'll read it out towards the end of the show. But Dillo, the away kit is that one we'll be purchasing. We're obviously flying over to Leeds. I'm hoping it's out before the weekend because I'd love to buy it in the club shop. But will that be one you'll be getting your hands on?
Yeah, I'm not really, I'm looking forward to going, but I'm not looking forward to going to that Leeds shop because it's going to set me back an awful lot of money, if I tell you the truth. But yeah, it's the blue. I love the blue there. And, you know, for years, I would buy home jerseys. I thought every time I bought one, it was a course on myself, so I used to just wear the away ones. But the blue for me is 100%. I love it. Bringing back the vibes then as well of that Strongbow jersey, obviously Mark Viduka vibes, so... You know, to be fair, similar to the last year's Smiley, they're going in the right direction, the 49ers. They're bringing back certain concept ideas to make these fans of Leeds fall in love with the club all over again. So, yeah, loving it. Hopefully we can make a good impact with it.
Yeah, hope so. Luke B is here. He says, happy for DJ to get his contract. Was hoping for a new signing on my birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. Hope it's a good one. Spending your birthday with only Leeds Bros. Thanks very much, pal. They do really appreciate that, pal. So, yeah, that is the way, Kate. Think it's absolutely spectacular. Take another look at it again, guys. I just think it's brilliant. God love the person.
It's the yellow for me on the side, man. Honest to God, it's
phenomenal, isn't it? God love the person, though, Dylan, that leaked that, though. It's,
that had to have been a Leeds fan. They risked everything to do that, like.
Absolutely, 100%.
Legend.
Right, Dylan, let's move on then to Dan James' new contract. One that we did hear about from Baron Cross towards the end of June. I think it was the 24th, 25th of June. It was leaked. Not really sure why it's taken this long to announce it, but eventually it has been announced. A 4-year contract. Some people saying, is it a little bit long? But for me, Dylan, I think it's fully deserved. I don't think anyone could begrudge Dan James for what he's given us the last 2 seasons. You know, again, his redemption arc. We talked about Junior Firpo's redemption arc, but the same thing with Dan James. Dylan went out on loan, looked for all the world. He wasn't going to make it at Leeds United, and he's been phenomenal, hasn't he, the last 2 seasons?
It's like a lovable story, isn't it? Going back to the days when we wanted him from Swansea, you know, them lot across the water came, swooped in, you know, he was so close. He was in Ellen Road. We seen it obviously in the documentary. So close to sign. You could see by the Leeds fans there was a letdown that we should have got him there and then. We didn't. He went and he realised he didn't want to play for them lot. He needed to go to a real club, and he did. I think Dan James just has proven to every single one of us in the world, including himself, that he's not just a pacey winger, that he can score goals. He's worked on that finishing. And
he's really improved, Dylan, hasn't he? That was one part of his game that was so frustrating. And even when we were linked to him, Swansea, and obviously we know what way that went. He went to that team across the Pennines, but he's seen a little bit of sense and then came over to the right side. But anytime we did see him play for them, it was always his end product that was always the massive question for me. When Leeds eventually did sign him, we know how big Bielsa was on him. He eventually gets his man. And I was very excited to see what Bielsa could do with him. It was like Bielsa just made him fitter, but didn't really improve on the things he had to improve on, like his finishing, like his end product. And I think Daniel Farke noticed that he has all the pace in the world. He can beat defenders, but it's his end product, it's his crossing and his finishing that just wasn't quite there. But it's no denying Dylan over the last 2 seasons. He's been sensational. 21 G&A last season. He was a massive part of our promotion push.
Big time. I said it from early on in the season that he was going to be my player of the season. But going back to that, Darren, he went on loan to Fulham. You know, successful loan, let's be honest with you. And,
Stephen Bourne, that smile, that top, wow. In the top as well, Dylan, just sensational. Nice little leak there from the club as well. Bial's one, I think it was Goodmunson, the one that he was wearing as well. So yeah, going to be absolutely cleaned out of it as Leeds fans this year, aren't we, with the merch that they're bringing out?
I don't think they'll have anything in the shop left when I get over there, if I'm being honest with you, lads. You know, the triple XL, it'll be all sold out, you know. Not many men. No, but Darren, going back to his loan spell with Fulham, you know, I was very disappointed because I always rated James. But going back to what you said, it was just his goal scoring or his finishing. And he wasn't really at it. But, you know, it comes a certain time in a player's career when, you know, they're worth more than just a pacey winger. And then to come back and doing what he's done now, I know it's Farke and I know it's the team and I know it's obviously the mentality of the player, but he's done the wonders. You have to give him 10 out of 10. I think he deserves the 4-year contract as well. I'm delighted to see him commit more or less his future to Leeds, which is great as well, you know. And he has a nasty scar on his head as well, so I think that'll be with him. Knowing Leeds is in him. But no, like, why wouldn't you be happy? I think he was phenomenal last season. Yeah, there you go. He was phenomenal last season and then the season before. But you know, something Evie said a good while ago. I know she speaks highly of Dan James. And it made me turn my head a second to think about it. He gets Leeds. He really does. And he doesn't give up. He doesn't moan. He doesn't whinge. He gets on with it. No disrespect to anyone. Not naming any names on the team. But DJ is the sort of player that it just gives 110% every single time. And it really does show the definition of side before self. So I'm ecstatic that he signed a 4-year deal.
Me too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Prem as well, especially against Man United. Look, seeing him against Man United on Saturday.
Score a
Hopefully he
hat-trick.
plays in that game, and
Woohoo!
of course then in the Premier League as well, will be phenomenal. Shane Dalton says the Camden and Dublin are doing a great package before the AC Milan game in Dublin. 25 quid gets you a pint, burger, coach to Aviva Stadium, plus a DJ to get the day going. Full of Leeds fans. I did hear there's loads travelling from the Camden as well. So if you can, make sure you get down to the Camden and be around other Leeds fans, lads. It's going to be a fantastic day. Really, really looking forward to that. Let's get a couple of the reactions then to Dan James' contract in the chat. Paul says Dan James deserves his contract. He is from Kingley between Leeds and Bradford, and he is a Leeds fan like Byram. Is he? I thought he was Hull. Buddy, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I think he has more strings to his bow than he had last season. He was in the Prem. Yeah, me too. And look, we know under Bielsa as well, he had him playing that striker position, then he had him playing in the number 10, and he didn't play that natural position on the right-hand side, obviously due to a lot of the injuries that we had that time under Bielsa. So, yeah, being class, you can't deny it. Imagine how Sean says you're a wizard, Daniel. Alright, you two, I can't vote because I haven't seen it. Can you show a pic? I'll pick up the kit. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I'll throw it back over here for you. The poll should be right up at the top as well. If you go back to the top of the comments, that it should be in there, buddy. You'll be able to have a look at it from there below. Yeah, so that's it about the new kit. That's it about Dan James' contract as well. But obviously the big question, Dylan, that we still all have to ask is, where are the signings? We obviously we heard about Dan James' contract back in June. It felt like the club probably kept this for when there was a quiet week like this to kind of keep the fans happy and kind of throw them something. That's what it feels like to me. Very, very loose links again from Evann Guessand as well, from Nice. Dylan, a striker we've spoke about before. Big, strong, powerful, bags of potential. Links coming that Sunderland could be in there as well. Brentford, but Leeds are also in there with a shout as well. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, I looked up loads on Twitter, the usual, just to see what way, would he fit into our team, our style of play, etc. Same thing, YouTube videos. Yeah, looks pretty decent, to be fair. Calm on the ball, quick, sharp, if you get me. He has that acceleration in him. But then, yeah, same thing. I just looked it up on one of the Leeds Twitter pages. So take it with a pinch of salt. Leeds United are weighing up the move for Guessand. Nice and Ivory Coast International has interest across Europe. As you said, Newcastle, there's other clubs in there. Not going to name them because we want them. Guessand has scored 12 goals last season while providing 8 assists in 32 appearances last season. It's not bad. Look. But, I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to do it. Right? I'm going to be bold. Right? So take it. It's Monday. Bookmark me. Do what you want. I can see from what I've seen on the videos of Leeds in the pre-season, Joel Pirro is going to dominate this Premier League for Leeds.
That's bold.
I'm telling you, lads. I was going back and I was watching Leeds, the 6-0 win against Stoke, and then 7-0 win against Cardiff, and all that, blah, 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 blah. But I think it was the training videos that really caught me eye. Pirro more or less won the beep test, out fitness. And this was someone that we've all been complaining last season about, going missing in areas and not really getting up to scratch to a certain play, or just, say DJ has the ball on the wing and he gets it across the box. Pirro's kind of the last man into the box, that kind of way.
Yeah, needs to get in there,
But he looks huge, he looks fit, he looks agile. He looks like a serious player, lads. No.
Yeah,
I haven't.
The one surprising thing, Dylan, for me about Pirro, and look, we're obviously on the striker topic here now, is that obviously him and Byram are tied for the fitness test, and I know people say, well, it's only running, but notoriously when we speak about Joel Pirro, we say that he doesn't do the running, that he's one of them that's very laboured. So for him to win the bleep test, I'm hoping that's some sort of sign. It's probably me clutching a little bit, but I'm hoping that's some sort of sign that he's kind of been working over the summer, and he's looking to come back into this team and hit the ground running in the Premier League. Who knows? Look, it seems like everyone's writing him off and saying that he's not going to be good enough, but maybe the Prem a little bit less physical than the Championship. Will that suit him a little bit more? That's what you're hoping, but it's a massive step up in quality for Pirro as well. So look, we all hope he does it, but the question mark is obviously there, isn't it?
What I'm trying to say, like, everything is aligned with him. Championship goal scorer, he's the first player. Don't shoot me in the foot, lads. Don't tag me in chat. I'm just assuming the first player to score more or less a hat-trick. Well, he scored 4 goals in that game since Mark Viduka. Am I right in saying that?
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm trying to say here, lads. This guy is scoring a lot of goals. He's making an impact. Yes, he won a bleep test. Yeah, yes, he looks a lot bigger. And you can see it in him. He's hungry. He's desire to more or less be the starting striker for this team. But I genuinely think it's only up from here for Pirro.
Hope so. And then just going back to Guessand then, Dylan, obviously he's that kind of profile of striker that I think Leeds United should be looking at. His hold-up play is very good. His link-up play, we know he can score goals as well. Look at, obviously, it's for Nice in the French league, and again, there's always going to be that gap in quality, but he does look like the type of profile that Leeds United could use. Also bringing the wingers into play as well. We know Daniel Farke likes that from a striker as well. He's one that ticks all the boxes, and is he the alternative then to Rodrigo Muniz? That one seems to be kind of dead in the water now, but is this the one? Do you think this could be Leeds' marquee signing?
Quite possibly, because what is the definition of a marquee signing? And I think a lot of fans would hype themselves up to wonder, a big, well, not necessarily a big name, but someone that is a bit more known, if that makes sense. But at the end of the day, this is what this is all about. Certain players aren't going to cut us. Certain players will. Some players will surprise us. Yeah. Would I say Leeds is the right man? I don't know, if I'm being honest with you, because he might do it in other clubs, but the Premier League is the best, hardest.
And it probably shows you then, it probably is going to be that, and it doesn't us all as Leeds fans, we obviously want the marquee signing. You see it all over social media, everyone saying, where's the marquee signing, where's the signing? But I feel like with the pool of players that Leeds United are shopping in across Europe, in the French league, in the German league, quite possibly the Austrian league as well, wherever it may be, is that no matter what player we sign, there is going to be that question, can he do it in the Premier League? And I don't see Leeds United shopping in that pool. Look, you can see Evan Ferguson, he's supposed to be going to Rome for 40 million. Leeds aren't going to go anywhere near that 40 million for a striker for me. So it's always going to feel like it doesn't really matter who we sign in that position. There's still going to be that question mark, can he cut it?
Time will tell. Look, at the end of the day, he's still a young lad there, 24. I've read out his stats, decent enough. So, at the end of the day, the man knows how to play football. The problem is, can he play in the Premier League? But I think that, as I said, the statement of a marquee signing, the definition is just, it changes an awful lot. Yeah, they are, including myself, Philip. I can't even deny it. And yet again, there's speculation and rumours again. So take it with a pinch of salt. But his stats still look alright, to be fair.
Come on, Denny. Come on. Just looked him up indeed. He is from Hull. Don't worry about the mid attacking players. The 49ers will get it right. I think we have a sort of defence cheaply now spent heavily on goalkeeper, 9, 10 and an 8. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul, and that's what you're hoping. I just think that the reason why we're getting a little bit kind of worried at the minute, Dylan, is obviously we know we have Man United in Sweden with nowhere near the finished squad is what we're looking at going into the Premier League, and I think that's probably what we all bookmarked is right. That game, the 19th of July against Man United in Sweden, we should have a good core of our squad in there. Daniel Farke alluded to it as well, saying that he wants the bulk of his squad in before the 8th of July. We're well past that now, and it's only 4 signings in, so you look at it like that and you kind of think we are a little bit behind in schedule, but there is still time. The window can still be turned around. It's just at this moment in time, you can understand that the fans kind of knee-jerk reaction, Dylan, can't you, at the minute?
Look, apart from actually signings coming in, what about signings going out? That's where I'm at. Melier one, Harrison another. Are they going to try and lowball us and just keep Harrison and more or less name him the replacement for Solomon? If they do, big gamble. One player wasn't here last season, wasn't arsed. Let's be honest with you, got his mum to more or less write a letter to Leeds of how much of a little rat he is. So at the end of the day, I think for me, when it comes to these players, they're better off just the deadwood gone, regroup and go again, because it's just a negative impact on the club, isn't it? Let's be honest with you. Look, if Harrison starts, say the first game against Everton, he's not going to get a warm reception. Yeah. So that's only putting a negative impact on each individual player.
the way it is, look, we've obviously seen them now in the training clips. We've seen a couple of pictures that they're throwing up of the pre-season from the club, and it feels like the club are lowballing us a little bit now that they're gradually kind of putting pictures out. I wouldn't be surprised in a week or two it's just a sole picture of Jack Harrison, doing sprints or whatever it may be, or if he comes on against Man United. But look, it obviously was dropped by Isaac Smith from Leeds Live today, saying breaking doubts hang over Jack Harrison's involvement in Leeds United's pre-season tour this summer. Club sources have described the situation as complex, with the Whites yet to reach a firm conclusion on the next steps. One key concern remains over the lack of interest in the player on the market. And that, Dylan, that last line for me is the lack of interest in the player in the market. That will snooker Leeds if there is no one coming in for Leeds United. Leeds United obviously going to want the right deal. We've obviously heard rumours again going back to Everton, but Everton want to drop his wages and pay no fee and stuff like that. But as Leeds United, we can't be seen to be doing that, Dylan, to be, putting our hands up and going, yeah, right, you take the player off our hands. So that's a key one in it, Dylan, isn't it? It's the lack of interest in him at the minute.
Yeah, but I don't want him to be here regardless. But we're all human here, and we do something wrong and we put our hands up. Put something out, mate. The club should be if they're gonna do this and just be sly about it. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's very fair. I don't think that's fair on the fans. We weren't good enough for you then, but we're good enough for you now, sort of narrative. But at the same time, no one wants you because you're shite. Like,
that's what Danny's saying here as well, Dylan. Like, he was going to buy them with their displays last season. You see, there's G&A last year, 24 games for everyone, only one goal, Dylan. Like that. I
just think it's a bit not disrespectful. It's just annoying for me anyway when I see it. When I see photos of him up, Leeds put him up where, as I said, the bleep test. You see him running in it. There's a few times certain training sessions, like you can see the camera getting zoomed in on him, and it's kind of like, hold on a second now. We're just going to forget everything happened here. Like, yeah. I'm not asking for an apology, but I'm asking for the club to come out and say, we've reached certain personal with Harrison.
You want the club to be straight on it, Dylan, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's like, don't lead us around the mill. Look, don't start posting little pictures of them. Don't start making, silly little links and all, and, kind of low ballness, and then eventually right, Jack Harrison is staying or not announcing it at all. I think the club need to be straight on this. They know the reactions you're going to get from the fan base, so probably the more time we have to come to terms with he's staying or going, the better. And that's what I think the club need to do, is put out a statement and look, we've reached an agreement. Jack Harrison is looking for a new club. He's not going to be part of Daniel Farkas, or they have made the decision, because surely they know by now he's back in pre-season. Okay, we know the issue with Jack Harrison. He is going to be reintegrated.
But it's negative. It's just
about being straight. That's it. It's about being straight with the fans now, isn't it? The club need to do that.
We need to stay in this league next season. This time next year, we should be wanting to build on our squad again, with or without Jack Harrison. But at the end of the day, we need to not forgive and forget, but he needs to come out, and the club need to come out more or less with an apology. Hand off. That's what needs to be done. He's taking certain people's money, hard-earning money, that goes to Leeds week in, week out, not like ourselves. Obviously, we get over every couple of months. He's turned a blind eye, walked away from the club, and now he wants back in, and just because no one wants him.
Well, I don't know if he does want back in. We're just presuming he wants back in. At the end of the day, his contract at Leeds, he's on a very nice sum of money. Why wouldn't he show up and do a couple of pre-season, get himself fit and then head off elsewhere? So we don't really know the logistics of it, and that's what I'm saying, is that it's gone very quiet on the Jack Harrison front. And surely, look, we've seen a Graham Smith article today, very much kind of shushing the fans and kind of saying that we don't need to, speak about everything that's going on in and around the club. But I think a situation like this that could impact the fan base in our first start back in the Premier League, like, it should be probably talked about with the fans. Look, at only time's gonna tell with this one,
right? But even if they do bring, we come to the end of it that Harrison is staying. Do you not think that the club and Jack Harrison should put not like say a post, but even a video explaining something? To maybe dial the heat down. And I'm not doing that for my own benefit to go, I apologise, I forgive and forget. Not at all. What I am saying is, if he does come back into the team, there's nothing said about it. There's a lot of people that are going to be angry.
Yeah.
So the newer
players
that are
in
around,
there that have, yeah.
That's where I'm getting at. I'm not thinking about Harrison here. Couldn't give a rat's at the minute. But I'm doing it in a way where our club is not going to suffer over someone that's more or less taking everything so personal and doesn't want to be here. That's where I'm at.
And what Dave did says here, nobody will take him or stuck with him, and that's obviously the situation, Dylan, that we have to look at as well. Like, if there isn't any suitors, Leeds just can't let him go off to, Everton on a free. Look what Luke B says here. Evan has said they value him as a free. It just shows the absolute dross that we signed on there. And Rads, Greenwood, JB, etc. And you've got them as well, Dylan, to go. Like, we're speaking about Jack Harrison as probably a big profile and a big player in this team. You still have Joe Gelhardt in there. You've got Sam Greenwood. You've got JB. Just as what you said, it's very quiet on the outgoing side of it as well. Like, and is that a little bit concerning?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Because I think with PSR coming into it as well, it needs to be started out as quick as possible. But it's no disrespect, he's a god, he's a pure legend. But it's all the aftermath of Bielsa and Rajazani and Orta and all. And it was a good time, a certain time and period in the club when they were over the club. But let bygones be bygones. We've new owners, we've a new manager. So let's start from scratch. We are a different type Leeds United that we were in the Premier League the last time. That's where I am with it, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
We need to move on.
Skip says here, the longer it takes for us to get our main signings, the more chance we could miss out on them. I'm a little frustrated as to why we haven't got in a goalkeeper and number 9 yet. As we know, we need better. Probably nail on the head here, Skip, isn't it? And I think that's what the concerning thing is, especially when it comes to the goalkeeper situation. We've seen a few links with Elan Melier. He was supposedly meant to go. I think it was Fenerbahce. That's gone very dry, Dylan. And should Leeds fans be concerned on the goalkeeper front? Obviously, we'll speak a little bit about Milinkovic-Savic as well towards the end of the video. Obviously, we've seen that he's going to Napoli now. Probably a no-brainer for him. European football as well. But we're still fishing in the pond for them goalkeepers. We've seen Lucas Perry being linked. Nick Pope is in there. Very quiet murmurs about him as well. But that's probably what it is, Dylan, isn't it? That we still have them main positions. The goalkeeper was definitely a top position we need to cover. The striker position and another winger. It's them important positions that we haven't covered yet.
Yeah, we haven't covered any of them. Like, we've got big ladders of centre backs to come into this team. That's all we've done. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. 2 weeks ago, I was all over. I was delighted. 49ers are making moves. I'm still in. I still firmly believe in them and I put my trust in them. But I'm not really worried about the incomes now. I'm worried about the outgoings. And the goalkeeper one, me and you've said it down repeatedly over the last month or two. Where is the goalkeeper? Where is this new goalkeeper that we're meant to be getting? Like, right, no one has came out and said that we need, like, we're getting rid of Melier or Darlow or whatever. But I think it's obvious. We need a new goalkeeper. It's not rocket science to look at from whatever side. Now, going back to what that night in the Camden with Jermaine Beckford, and someone that basically asked, how can we compete in the Premier League with a shit goalkeeper? That was the word that was used. Excuse me, language. And Beckford came out and said, look, lads, apart from that, and he hit the nail on the head, to be fair to him. I think when Melier got taken out of that squad, we had 83 points.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that was 83 points that he more or less helped us out on. I know he'd done the stuff at Sunderland and etc. But it did make me think about it for a second, going, right, fair enough. You're very, because, Beckford, he's a very team player. Kind of everyone is included. And when someone makes a mistake, we all make a mistake, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then he said, Tony DeRigo had said, I can see a new goalkeeper coming in. And it's just been very quiet since. Yeah. So from two lads there that have two different opinions, one is basically really close to the club and said that goalkeeper is coming in. They're just leaving it a little bit late. Like, if our new number 1 goalkeeper is going to be starting in the Premier League, we're leaving it a bit tight. Now it's the 14th of July. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of get them up to scratch.
If that makes sense. Knowledge, yeah, 100%. BMG says we do need some outs as well as in, but it will happen. Surely we need to try and get the best deals, not the quickest. People need to chill out. Yeah, I agree with you there, buddy. It's more so what we've kind of been told by the club is that this will happen, where we're going to be ruthless in the market. We're going to spend every last penny to PSR, and I do think a lot of the outgoings that are going to come, i.e. Mateo Joseph, there's talks about Gruev, Strike, you still have, we spoke about it, Greenwood, Gelhardt, all them to go as well, and obviously that opens up your PSR as well, and obviously that can contribute to you to being able to spend more money on them positions as well. So you need the outgoings as well as the incomes as well to kind of balance everything out and see what your money's like. And it is probably just a lack of that at the minute, isn't it? And the lack of movement that has people kind of pulling the hair out.
Well, I think it's going back to, let's be honest, we're still waiting on a number 10. We were told we were getting a 10 last January in the window. You know, more or less when we really need one. They took a gamble. They didn't get one. The window's open, I don't know how long. We're still waiting on the number 10.
Yeah, like, what Andrew says here, the IP article is a stinker on Stan Cahat. Like, it's horrendous. I don't know if any of you have read it, but go check it out by Graham Smith. Basically, to shorten it down for me, is he said that the club aren't happy with people talking about, you know, the links where Anton Stach was the one that was mentioned. Club sources close to the club said that the club weren't happy with basically people talking about these links, and it was scuppering the deal and stuff like that, which for me that's horrendous. Like because me, you, or you know, any of the other big YouTubers or Twitter accounts and all that are talking about a potential link to Leeds United, that somehow scuppering the deal. Like, for me, it's just it's nonsense, Dylan, isn't it? Pure nonsense. Like,
I'm not even getting into it, if I'm being honest with you. It's just childish. At the end of the day, if we want to talk about a club that I support and love week in, week out, and potentially see or think that a certain player will fit into the team, or should be allowed to do that free will.
Yeah.
Without any complications.
Because obviously we're fans of the club, and obviously this is what we want to know. We're not sitting here trying to scope our deals coming into Leeds. Look, obviously we want deals to happen. We want to know all the ins and outs, what's happening, what players are coming in, because we care about the football club. No one's sitting here talking about Leeds being linked with a player because they want to scupper the deal, which for me, from the club, is horrendous. They obviously did say that they don't have to, you know, liaise everything with the fans, and I totally understand that. We don't mind the 49ers working in silence, but it's when you've kind of been promised these things. Yeah. Farkas came out and said that he wants the bulk of his squad by the 8th of July. He hasn't got anywhere near the bulk of the squad by the 8th of July. There's little things that they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot with, for me, that I'm like, just don't be saying that. When we signed Lucas Nemecha as well, we were promised, right, he's not our number 9, he's not our marquee striker, we are looking elsewhere. You know, that was a very first sign, and we still haven't seen another striker come in from then. And you can probably see little bits why they're adding to people's frustrations, and that's what I'm getting at. Do I think it's time to hit the panic button and throw the toy out of the bathwater? 100% not. There still is time to turn this around. I do have confidence in the 49ers, but sitting in here on the 14th July, it's not good enough going into that game against Man United on Saturday.
No, 110%. I've said it from since day one, the minute that window opened. I just want to clarify, I completely back the 49ers, and I'm not panicking BMG, and I do have patience.
I hope that.
I do have patience. I do have patience. Yeah, I would, yeah, to a certain degree, but I just think, going back to last season, as I said, with the 10 being promised, we didn't get it. We're still here, more or less nearly a year later, still waiting for a number 10. But me personally, I would just rather have these lads in the door as quick as possible for the pre-season games to get them up to scratch, because we've all seen it, that Fark doesn't have, he has a rocky start at the start of the season. So that's where I am.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it. We'll talk about it. BMG says they can't win. They're silent. They get pelters to make a statement saying they signed an underwhelming player, saying the same thing last season. And look, I think that comes part and parcel with being Leeds United BMG, doesn't it? I think we know us all well as Leeds fans that we all have knee-jerk reactions, don't we? I'm not panicking yet, but I'm panicking. Ask me this day next week, you know, if we haven't got anyone in the door, then I'll be kind of starting to ask questions, right? Well, like, what are we doing here? Particularly because it is pre-season now, you know, all the hard yards are going to start to be done now in this time for when we start the season. I just don't want us lagging when we start in Premier League games, you know, when we're straight into it. Everton, Arsenal, Newcastle, like, it's not an easy start them first 3 games. So it's more than that we just want the squad ready to go and give ourselves the best fighting chance going into these first, you know, 8 to 10 games in this season.
Yeah, look, I'll just say, I've said it loads of times, it's simply just down to pre-season. That's where I'm at. We've 3 games, pre-season, friendlies and all, it doesn't really matter. Leeds United are playing, and we need to be up to scratch with certain players. The Dublin AC Milan game that's in Dublin, if we don't have another 4 or 5 signings in the door, then I'm having a meltdown. because then we're a week away from the Premier League starting. So that's where I'm at. That's my deadline. But at the end of the day, I want them in before that. Because look, we want to see them playing as well. Like you want these new players rotated and given a chance. Yeah. See what White Fark's going to set up as well. Like that's what this is all over. So if a late signing coming in the door, and don't get me wrong, it could come down to PSR or the Harrison situation, for example, trying to get him off the books, and they simply can't. I get all that. But come on, like, hurry up.
Just get it done. Yeah, well, no, I agree. BMG says here, I know you're not panicking, but everything you're saying is glass half full. There's 6 weeks left. Probably, mate. You're probably right. You probably am at the minute. Nail on the head, 100%. I probably am glass half full at the minute, not empty. But I still do think we'll get it. But right now, where we're at the minute, that's probably where a little bit of panic comes from. So, yeah, you've read me like a book there, buddy, 100%. Dylan, let's move on and speak about Mateo Joseph a little bit, because there was a bit of a weird one. We obviously seen it coming out from Sebastian Vidal. Graham Bailey was linked with this one as well. But Sebastian Vidal basically put out a tweet saying that Mateo Joseph was rumoured going to Real Betis. Real Betis were in from was basically, it's all done, agreed for a fee around £24 million. Now the tweet is being deleted. It's gone. Like, I can't make heads or tails what happened to this, because we've seen a couple of weeks ago it came out from Graham Bailey that Mateo Joseph was agreed terms with Real Betis. The club have agreed terms, and it was a fee in the region of £8 million. How was it gone from a fee of £8 million to £24 million for Mateo Joseph? Now, the question is to you, and the question is to everyone in the chat, for £24 million for Mateo Joseph, surely you're accepting that?
I don't know. No, yeah, like you want to take it, but he's still a young lad, isn't he, Joseph? I think his ceiling is so high. And I like him, to be fair, I really do. A lot of people probably just, let's be honest, kind of overhyped him. Last season, people coming out and mad statements saying he's going to be championship top goal scorer. But yeah, he was just, it'd be sad to see him go. I'd rather loan him out, because I really do think that he has potential, if I'm being honest with you.
I just think that, yeah, we've spoke about it a lot, and I've obviously said I'd like to see how he develops. I think a loan deal would be very good for him. But if you're chucking £24 million at me for a 21-year-old unproven striker at this level, I think you have to be accepting that. The other side of that, if you are, you're probably lumping on a hefty sell-on fee if he does fulfill that potential that we all think that he does have. But it's just mad how it swings. That, like, a couple of weeks ago it was reported by Graham Bailey, it was $8 million, no sign seal, it was done. Obviously, look, we know Graham Bailey's track record, like, it hasn't been great when reporting on Leeds United, and again he's reported on this one as well. But it just shows the madness of the transfer window, that a few weeks ago it was 8 million, and only the other day then it was 24, and then obviously the tweet has been deleted since then as well. But I
think that was the 49ers going, we don't want Twitter or Leeds content creators getting a hold of this. Delete that.
Yeah, look, 100%. Please make sure you're slapping a like on the video, guys. Nearly 100 views in here, so please make sure you're slapping a like on the video. 24 was not for Joseph, it was for the Betis player. He was sold for 24, then Joseph would be doable. Yeah, 100%. But I think the main topic, Dylan, around Mateo Joseph, it obviously is about the PSR. It probably outweighs the benefits of keeping a player. Leeds United haven't really got the time to let a player like him develop the way he needs to in his career at the minute. So is he one of them that we'll likely see when it comes back to pre-season? Is he one of them that you think we will move on?
Quite possibly. I think it's a question to be asked, but there's a lot of players in this squad right now that need to move on for their own careers as well, but maybe can surprise us as well. But yeah, look, as Jamie said there, sell him at a big class. That's not a bad show either. Like, come back to what you said there, like 24 million. Okay.
That's still over him, Darren. Forget that name.
Sorry.
Glass half empty, the lowly.
Yeah. The £24 million, it would be definitely one where we take the hand off it. But it's one of them things as well. He's just young, isn't he? Like, you could just now buy him as well. Like, he has that potential. Yeah, woo, very funny, very funny.
Yeah, I've got the husky voice though, Dylan, in fairness, you do. Differ get to mention as well, guys, if any of you are interested, there is an Only Leeds Bros WhatsApp group as well to join. All you have to do is scan the QR code there on the screen. Plenty of Leeds fans in there talking all things from transfers, meltdowns, kits, everything in between. So if you're interested in getting
slagging me
or slagging Dillo as well, you're more than welcome to come along and join some great lads in there and lasses as well, talking all things Leeds United. So yeah, come along. You're more than welcome to come in. As I said, we're doing that because we're trying to build a community here in Only Leeds Bros, and it's just another way to be able to communicate with you guys and be a little more interlocked. And rather than stream sporadically, we'll be able to talk all the time and talk all things Leeds United. So yeah, we are more than welcome to join that. Snapped our hands off was never going to make the first season with consistent basis. We have better potential young player than him, and if he consistently in the Premier League will always be a better player, and I'm sure that's probably about Harry Gray there, Dylan, as well. And obviously we know the dynasty from the Gray family as well. And is it one of them that in fact we were looking to Harry Gray maybe being that breakthrough player than Mateo Joseph this year?
Although he's very quiet about it, isn't he? Because he said it loads of times. You know, he's very immature at times. Go down Harry Gray, but yeah, like it's definitely a shout because you know Eddie Gray has came out loads of times and said Harry's better, like he's better than Archie, you know. So that tells you something as well when a Leeds legend, and more or less you're saying that this person is better than someone in my family, you know, that kind of way. So, but yeah, I love Harry Gray as well. Yeah, but look, 24 million, yeah, probably would take the hand off it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, me too, Dylan. Dylan, last one we want to speak about, and it's one that's looks like it's not going to come to Leeds United. And it was one that I think we were all hoping it would happen, but
I'm let down by this one.
Yeah, a little bit reality kind of took course here. Milinkovic-Savic, obviously 6'8" goalkeeper, 28, Serbian, Torino. We were looking at him going, wow, if we get this boy in, it's going to be unbelievable. What an upgrade that would have been to Evann Meslier, but it looks like a little bit of water's had to be thrown on this one, and he's heading out to Napoli. So you were obviously picking him. I said Lucas Perry. Are you a bit upset about this one?
I am very upset over this one. I just watched a lot of videos of him on YouTube. He's huge, lads. He's just a pure high tower. I think he's I'm not going to say it, but he just likes getting people's heads, if that makes sense. He really likes to wind people up. But yeah, it's just one of them things. You know, at the end of the day, it's Monday, lads. Will you just go easy? Will you settle down?
Dylan, your glass half full. The lads are trying to help you out here and perk you up a little bit. I think all the chat can see you're a little bit sad in yourself on this Monday afternoon, and everyone's trying to.
Because it's Monday, lads. It's Monday. The only thing I've seen positive today is DJ had signed the 4-year contract, the lovely top he's wearing, and a smile. That's it.
And the new short. There's loads to be positive about. And that's what BNG says. Still 6 weeks to go in this window as well. Stephen Bourne says, I still want Pope as well, Dylan. And that's probably the one. Look, we could pull a goalkeeper out again across some of the leagues that we haven't any been linked with whatsoever. We seem to always seem to do that. But Nick Pope looks like a one that could possibly the one that I would like anyway. But yeah, Milinkovic-Savic looks like it's off. Unfortunately for Leeds, it's not going to happen. He is going to head off Napoli. Probably a bit of a no-brainer, Dylan, as well. European football as well, so probably makes sense. Leeds need to stop looking at just 2 or 3 goalkeepers. There's more out there. Cooper at Sheffield United is a must get for me. Yeah, look, I liked Cooper through the season, and obviously he is like a very good goalkeeper. The only thing I think towards the tail end of the season, Cox, I thought his form went a little bit peaked on towards the end of the season, which probably, you know, is understandable the way Sheffield United's form went as well. For me, I just want someone with a little bit kind of more experience at the top level, you know, like Savage here, who's played in a good team, like Nick Pope, Dylan. I just think at the minute where we're at, we need a confident goalkeeper. We can't mess about in that position. We can't take any chances.
Or just same thing, back to basics. Someone that can come and catch the ball without plunging it and flapping. That's more or less where we're at.
BMG says, remember that a lot of clubs will have about 4 goalkeepers, way better than what we have. So like the loan a good goalkeeper more than possible. Yeah, could be BMG, and Danny's been saying as well.
Not a bad idea.
Danny's been saying a lot towards the end of the window. I don't think we get a goalkeeper until Meslier goes the other way. I don't think the club will want to make that mistake as they did the last time, Dylan, that, you know, Meslier looked like he was gone. We get Carl Darlow in. Meslier has a change of heart, and then he ends up staying, and that probably puts the club off a little bit of what's going on. Only Pope Probably, Daddy. Yeah, probably, buddy. I think we've looked at 5 goalkeepers. To be fair, yeah, we have been linked with a few. Nothing kind of too credible at the minute. But we'll get there. BMG says, Dillo, I'm determined to fill your glass up at least halfway before the end of the stream. Be positive, trust the process. Your viewers are dependent on it.
Yeah, you're all just on the wind up.
That is words of the voice there from the BMG, Dillo.
You're on just wind up. That's what
you do look a little bit more positive than what you did at the start, though, haven't you?
I always was positive. I never wasn't negative. I'm just stating my concerns of the team. What I've said week in, week out, that I just wanted to get players in for this preseason. But I truly trust the 49ers. They came in with a stadium expansion. You know, they've done a lot of moves in the sense of kind of bringing the fans back to the love for Leeds United. So I 100% trust the process. But I'm a Leeds fan, and if anyone's not familiar with that, is that you've been let down more times than you've been let up. So it's never going to change. So only Leeds bros, Dylan, or Dillo, or if you want to call me Sean Deutsch, that's fair enough. I'll always be this way. I ain't going to change for no one. I've only ever had misery.
That's what makes only Leeds bros, though, Dylan. Exactly. You're the half empty and I'm the half full, and together
I'm the misery.
Two half ticks.
I'm the miserable one. So, yeah.
Right, absolutely brilliant stream. Absolutely love that, guys. Please, before you leave, don't forget to slap on the like on the video, guys. Would really appreciate it. And of course, hit subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well, lads. We'll absolutely love that as well. Hope you're enjoying the new graphics that we've put together here on Only Leeds Bros. A few bits of bobs are trying to upgrade to the channel, so I hope you do like it as well. But that's it from us. We will be back again with a live on Friday as well at 8:30 as always. Be a couple of videos through the week as well. Probably Wednesday we'll get something out, and then of course if there is any news that does break as well, we will we'll pop it out there. Myself and Dylan are travelling over to Leeds on Saturday morning as well. We'll probably do a bit in and around Ellen Road. We're hoping to get down to Ellen Road and interviews you guys. So if you are knocking about Ellen Road on Saturday, going to the club shop to possibly buy the new away shirt or home shirt or pick up a bit of merch, make sure you pop down there, guys. We'd love to get as many Leeds fans on camera as we possibly can to make it about you guys this time. So again, thanks very much, lads. I did forget to mention as well, Rusty Tin Cans that are reminding me here, please get your tickets for the Leeds Creator Cup if you haven't already done so, guys. It does take place this Sunday in the John Charles Stadium. Tickets are only £7 for adults, £3 for kids, and the brilliant news is that there is a bar open and there's beer there. Hopefully it is a nice day. So yeah, that's it from us here on Only Leeds Bros. We'll chat you all again soon. Thanks Jamie, thanks Dr. Cox, and thanks Stephen Bourne, thanks everyone else in the chat. Happy birthday to Luke as well, again to you, buddy. So we'll leave it there. Thanks very much, guys. We'll chat you all again soon. So mind yourselves and mind each other.